Turns out, I lied to you guys. In the first review of the 9500s, I said, but you can't replace the pads on these because they're glued to the headphone. I thought the pads were glued straight to the chassis, but I was wrong, because someone in the comments said that they needed to get aftermarket pads, to which I replied, I have no idea how you do that without destroying the headphones in the process. And then someone else vaguely pointed out that the pads are actually glued to a ring which is clipped onto the headphones. So I did some research and I found out you can remove this ring, rip the old pads out, get rid of all the leftover adhesive and whatever was left of it, and then you can fit Brainwavz HM5 pads. And that's what I did. So I chose to replace the old pads with Brainwavz memory foam velour ovals. And what used to be a slightly sharp, mildly sibilant critical listening device became what I would call a poor man's pair of Modhouse T50 Argons. Big, bassy, soundstage kings. It really is a completely different headphone. This just goes to show how big of a difference a pad swap can do. You can take a set of headphones that sound like crap, not that these sound like crap, swap the pads and then make them sound amazing. But you can also do the opposite. In the audio world, there's one rule that's mostly set in stone. If it's open back, you want open, breathable ear pads. If it's closed back, you want a sealed pad. There are a couple exceptions, like some planar magnetics will act the opposite, where an open breathable pad will bring up the bass and a closed pad will kind of constrict it, but this works for pretty much any headphone. Here's why this is important. When I ordered the velour pads, I wasn't entirely sure if they would fit to the 9500s, but I'd already happened to get some HM5 pads for my M40Xs. There were some pleather angled ovals or whatever they are. So I took them off the M40s and I put them on the 9500s. And they did fit with a little bit of fiddling. Okay, a lot of fiddling. But they did fit properly and made the 9500s a little more comfortable because leather. But the sound. Extra bassy is an understatement. This is how I found out that open backs need open pads. You need air to escape both ways. They turned muddier than like a $20 Walmart gaming headset. Okay, not really, but you get my point. Seriously, I laughed so hard when music came through these. It was hysterical. Real quick, let's treat bass like sour candy. Grados, Sour Patch Kid, DT770's, Lemonhead, 9500s with pleather HM5 pads, Toxic Waste. They were disgustingly bassy. Normally I don't use any kind of EQ with headphones, and if I do, I'm using SonarWorks to flatten out my DT990s for when I'm mixing or editing. When I had the pleather pads on the 9500s, I had to manually remove about 5 or 6 dB of bass, which did help, but still way more bass than I would ever want. It dropped down to like a warhead. Not as bad as Toxic Waste, but still plenty painful. So bottom line, if you like your 9500s the way they are, don't touch them. But if you're thinking, I kind of like the sound, but I could do something with a little bit more oomph to it, then I would do this. Like for gaming and movies and stuff like that, these are awesome. Just literally Modhouse T50 Argons, but a poor man's version of them. Big, bassy soundstage kings. Also, I forgot about this. The Drop Panda, oh no, I called it Drop. The Mass Drop Panda headset microphone will work with the 9500s, or pretty much any headphone with this kind of 3.5mm input. So yeah, it's on sale for $9 right now. So if you're gonna do something like this, do the pad swap and then get one of those microphones. You're just adding like, what were these? These are 70, and then you get 20, and then $9. So you're spending $100 for probably the best gaming headset. Alright, that's all I have for you. Links and stuff are in the description. See you next week. This is why I don't trust my brother with knives. Look at that. We have an intruder. What are you doing here? You literally came from over there. How did you get in here? I don't understand. Okay, that's fine.